Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli, back with another review video, and for the weekends, of course. This is the second to last review for the Star Trek review marathon, for the weekends. As you know, for reviews on the weekdays, for the weekdays of Star Trek movies, reviewing something Star Trek, reviewing Star Trek on the weekdays, that's come to an end. You get my point. So this is the second to last review for the weekend, and stay tuned for the last one tomorrow, of course, Sunday. So tonight is, of course, my review of another Star Trek documentary, because that's the thing, is for the weekends I've been reviewing Star Trek documentaries. So that's right, you read the title, my review of For the Love of Spock. Now, how would you say that title? Like, for the love of Spock. Something like that. Oh, for the love of Spock. Give me a break. Well, I guess it's just simply, you would just simply say, for the love of Spock. That's probably about right, And this is also, and I guess it's another way of, for the love of Leonard Nimoy. Now, here's the thing. Fun fact about this documentary. Leonard Nimoy was involved in this. Like, both him and his son were making this documentary. At first, it was all about Spock. Because apparently, according to them, there really wasn't any documentary talking about the character Spock. And so they did the task of making one. And yeah, so Leonard Nimoy started working on this documentary along with his son, Adam, before Nimoy would pass away. And of course, they were planning this for Star Trek's 50th anniversary. And yeah, sadly, because, Nimoy, he didn't live another year, for Star Trek, celebrating its 50th anniversary. Yeah. But here's the thing, because, we got the documentary of For the Love of Spock and Star Trek Beyond, which came out during the year of Star Trek's 50th anniversary. So, yeah. Yeah, because I remember hearing that, I don't think I mentioned this in my review of Beyond, Paramount kind of pushed back the release date of Beyond to 2016, because that year was, the year of Star Trek's 50th anniversary. So that makes perfect sense. So yeah. So For the Love of Spock, because it's not, things were changed up for this documentary. Not only was it talking about the character Spock, but also this was about Nimoy's life. And with his son talking about his relationship with his dad, I was surprised, they really didn't get along, at least I think, if that's how they put it, things were a bit tenacious for both father and son, but things seemed to turn out okay in the mid-2000s, their relationship became better, father and son, and, even at one point, Nimoy, he wasn't out, he started drinking, and, talking about, his early careers in TV, and that he did another show that Gene Roddenberry had written and created, before Star Trek. And when it would come to the Star Trek movies, when he would put the years back on for Star Trek the Motion Picture, and thereon with the rest of the Star Trek films from Wrath of Khan, Search for Spock, and up to when, in Wrath of Khan, he felt that, it was it for him. Because, Spock dies in Wrath of Khan, and it was interesting how, because actually, there's a bit of audio of Leonard Nimoy, from an audio book, of a book that Nimoy wrote, and Nimoy talking about, that he felt that it was it, no longer the eyebrow raise. Yeah, I can do the eyebrow raise. Even my mom can do that. And having the ears on, the Vulcan salute, live long and prosper, and right up until when Nimoy said, "What have I done?" He made a huge mistake, for the end of not playing Spock anymore. But things got shapened up when, according to Nimoy, just about a week after the release of Wrath of Khan, Paramount called him if he would be interested in directing and helming the next Star Trek film, in which he accepted, and even got advice from Harve Bennett, who had directed Wrath of Khan, for advice and such. But eventually, of course, the movie was all about the search for Spock. Spock, of course, did come back, and from there on, and even, in the Wrath of Khan, a little clip of, Spock, to McCoy, remember, as a hint that, maybe, there's a chance that Spock could come back. And thus, that's what happens in Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock, and thus, continuing on, like in, say, The Voyage Home, which Nimoy directed as well. And not long after The Voyage Home, he would direct Three Men and a Baby. And he would... What's the name of that other movie? I forget. It had Liam Neeson in it. And which, unfortunately, Nimoy felt that that movie could go into rocket, like, high gear and such, lift off. But it did, being suckish. Like, it, you know, the movie that he would direct after Three Men and a Baby, starring, which Liam Neeson was in, did not turn out great, and it failed at the box office, and that's when Nimoy, he started drinking and so on. But also in the documentary, like, Nimoy's family and, like, people kind of invading their life, I want to say, and taking pictures of them, and it was up to that point when it just felt uncomfortable, like, for their kids and such. Adam Nimoy, who interviews a bunch of the cast members of the original series, including the cast members of the Kelvin Timeline films from, you know, Simon Pegg, Zoe Saldana, Carl Urban, Zachary Quinto, and the director, J.J. Abrams. Even Nimoy's brother and sister-in-law who appear in this, and of course we get Nimoy's daughter. This was pretty funny. Like, of course, they had to throw in Bilbo Baggins, the Bilbo Baggins song that Nimoy sang, and it was pretty funny. Like, we cut to the Enterprise crew watching the Bilbo Baggins song on screen. That was pretty funny. That is hilarious. I think my dad would laugh at that too. I gotta have him see that documentary. He has to see that. It's really good, as you know, as I'm talking about it, and since I watched it. And what else? Like, oh yeah, like, mentioning, like, the Star Trek cosplayers and Adam Nimoy going to his first Star Trek convention. There was even one cosplayer dressed up as Spock. He totally nailed the look of Spock. Why couldn't they get that guy to be in, say, Star Trek Discovery and Strange New Worlds? No disrespect to what's-his-face who's been playing Spock, you know, in Discovery and in Strange New Worlds. No disrespect to him. I'm just saying, this one cosplayer totally nailed the look of Spock, like, almost like resembling Nimoy. Almost, you know? Okay, but anyways, just to kind of wrap things up a bit, just to not keep this going, and also, it came up to that point when, you know, when mentioning of Nimoy's death, and a bunch of people, I can't remember where this was at, but they did, like, their own ceremony, you know, paying tribute to Nimoy. Like, they had a bunch of, like, printed pictures, I guess, and they burned them, basically, as, like, a tradition. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, so, you know. Also, there's one thing I forgot to mention. Nimoy was also well known for being a photographer, and he would take pictures as well, so... Yeah, and you know what, and also mentioning about the Kelvin Timeline movies, like, Nimoy was happy to be a part of the Kelvin Timeline films, you know, and yeah, just, it was great. But man, this documentary was great, you know? I like how, as the making of this documentary proceeded on, and, you know, even after Nimoy passed away, yeah, it turned out great. And Adam Nimoy, you know, he did a great job with this, finishing up the documentary that him and his father first started it off with. You know, at first they first started off with being just, you know, a documentary about the character of Spock. But again, as time went on and when Nimoy passed away, it changed up a bit, and I think it became much better. Because not only talking about Spock, the character of Spock, of course, but Leonard Nimoy himself and his life makes perfect sense, you know? So, I give this documentary, heck, I'm giving this 10 out of 10. I love this documentary. It's a good Star Trek documentary, and I did save it for one of the, like, good last documentaries to review for the Star Trek review marathon. But there's one more left. One more left tomorrow. Stay tuned for that, for the last one, and you'll find out what it is tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. So again, 10 out of 10 for The Love of Spock. You guys let me know what you thought of my review of this. If you've seen it, what you thought, leave comments as always. More reviews coming your way on the weekends, I should say. They're going to be awesome. Keep looking forward. And I'll see you guys in the next video /review. Take care. Peace out. Live long and prosper. And rest in peace, Leonard Nimoy.